Everyone, hope you're having a good day. Today I'm here to give you guys a little overview of the front nine of TPC Sawgrass located in Ponte Vedra, Florida. It's par 72, plays about 7,300 yards, and I'm just going to be showing you kind of the yardages and the shots you have to hit from when they play the tournament there. So the tournament yardages, back tee boxes, definitely the most difficult to play from. First hole, par 4, plays 423 yards. It's the 11th hardest hole on the course, so kind of ease you into it a little bit. Um, Tee shot, definitely going to want to hit a driver. Try and place it in between those two bunkers somewhere. It's going to be around a 300-yard drive for the professionals. And then in from there, it's going to be normally a wedge, and definitely try a par the first hole, just ease your way into the round. But the second hole is a par 5. Definitely can get there in two, especially guys on tour hit driver and then a fairway wood, or even long iron into their second shot, try to get there in two. So it's definitely a scoring hole, and what I mean by that is you can birdie or eagle it, and that means that there's going to be a lot of aggressive shots, which means that Pete Dye, the designer of this course, had to protect it a little bit more, and had to put a lot more bunkers around it to make it a more difficult shot, and it's a much higher risk shot. Third hole, par 3, it's 177 yards. Pretty straightforward. It's all out in front of you. You got a two-tiered green, so it means it's higher in the front, lower in the back. So if the pin is in the back, you miss short, it's gonna roll off the front, and so you definitely want to get it further than you think. If it's going to be a back pin, but front pin, anywhere you can play short, and it'll be fine. You'll just have an uphill chip or putt from there, so no harm done on that. The fourth hole, par 4, 384 yards. Really fun hole, I think. Driver can be dangerous for the pros. They might get in trouble if they hit it too far. Could potentially get to the water there. So most of the time they're just going to hit a fairway wood and have a wedge in. The left side of the green funnels all down towards the water, and a lot of times the pin is located there. So if they get too aggressive, it can roll right into the water if they're not careful. So it's an exciting hole. The fifth, also a par 4, plays 471 yards, so much longer par 4. Really tough par hole. A lot of the players are happy if they get par here. Obviously, hit driver. It's a very tight landing zone with bunkers on both sides and water right and left, which are both in play. And then from there, the shot in with the wedge or potentially an iron for a lot of these guys is going to have to be strategically placed, as the green can roll off in the front. So they're definitely going to want to use enough club to get it there, play the correct shot. Next hole is a 393-yard par 4. Pretty straightforward. It's out in front of you. Most players won't have trouble with the sand on the left, as they can hit it past that, and they'll be in that little collection area there just right past it. The green is pretty sloped in the front, so you want to make sure you get it there, because it can be troublesome if you leave it short, and that chip up is a tester. So you want to have enough club to get it there and be able to putt. Hole number 7, really fun hole. It's tough because there's water that is always in play, and then on your second shot as well can be in play on the right side. If you hit a wayward shot, it can go in there. But the green, protected by sand as usual. Long fairway bunker that Dye likes to use, goes all the way down the right side. But just a really challenging hole. If you don't have a good drive, it's very important. Next, par 3 is 237 yards, which is a fairly long one. As you can see, a bunch of Pete Dye's famous pop bunkers surround the entire green. Get off to the right, there's a lot of hills and mounds over there. Even if you don't go in the bunker, it's going to be a really tough up and down, because there's most likely going to be a weird lie, or it's going to be on a slope, down slope, up slope, which can change the way of the shot. It's a very tough test for par there if you don't hit the green. And finally, the ninth hole here is a par 5. Plays 583 yards. One of the tougher holes on the course. important that you keep your drive to the left here, because if you short side yourself, it's going to cause water issues and potentially go into one of the bunkers. And then the second shot is really up to the player. If they want to try and get there in two, it's gonna have to be a shaped shot, whether it's a draw or a fade, because it's tucked back in there a little bit, and the green is completely surrounded by sand that will feed off into it. So it's a risky shot. They can potentially get there, but most players won't, and will leave it short to give themselves just a little wedge in. And from there, it's a tough green to read. There's a lot of undulations, and the slope is pretty great on it. So you really have to make sure that your shot in, whether it's your 3-wood or 5-wood or whatever they're using to get in, or just a wedge, is very accurate, because it can be tough to get up and down from the sand on the left side. And there's a bunker short that is very common for players to go into if they leave it short, or their 3-wood or 5-wood just doesn't make it there. So that's the front 9 of TPC Sawgrass. I'm going to do the back 9 later, but it's very fun 9 holes. Back 9 gets even better, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to check out my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook page. Be great for you guys to show some support. Hope everyone enjoys it. Thanks, and have a great day.